Why is there still corruption? What is your response to that?
You really want me to answer you?
I do.
Okay. Why is it that every time we talk about countries from the South, the first allegation is corruption?
Miss Mia Mottley. Let me put some respect on her name. Honorable Prime Minister Mia Mottley, the Barbados Prime Minister. She's one of the shining lights in the Caribbean when it comes on to well-spoken, educated, do not mince her words and say what she thinks and what she feels and what is right. And this interview will show you exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's dive into it and then we're going to discuss it a bit. Take a listen. Boom.
The elephant in the room, what a lot of Western climate diplomats tell me is that leaders like yourself also carry a responsibility. Why are vulnerable countries still so debt-stricken? Why is there still corruption? What is your response to that?
You really want me to answer you?
I do.
Okay. Why is it that every time we talk about countries from the South, the first allegation is corruption? Last time I checked, in the USA and the UK and Europe, they're riddled with corruption, but nobody says that they're not capable of achieving their objectives because of corruption.
So before we go any further, let me just say this quick. You see, when the Europeans and Americans are talking about the Caribbean and Africa, they always use the word we are scammers and we are corrupt. But when it comes on to the Americans or the Europeans, they don't use the word scamming or the word corrupt. They use the word white collar criminal. And that is the same. White collar criminals are scammers and corrupt people. Why? In the sense that when a white collar criminal in the States scam Americans or Europeans, they don't scam couple dollars here and there. They scam billions of dollars. People become homeless. Businesses get shut down. Big 500 companies sometimes lose, laid off hundreds and thousands of people because what? Of scammers that they have, but they don't use the word scammer, they use the word white collar criminal to make it look and sound as not what it is. But when it comes to the Caribbean, oh, we are corrupt. Oh, we are scammers. And they are way worse at it. They take billions from Africa, stealing it. And billions and billions again from big 500 those big major companies and those major banks that caused a collapse in the States a couple years ago. That's a scam. But they don't talk about that. They want to talk about the Caribbean people. Anyway, let's finish this.
Why is it that we're not talking about the fact that these countries became independent, having allowed those countries that colonized them to extract significant portions of their wealth, such that we had no proper housing, no proper education, no proper healthcare systems, no proper legal systems, no proper across the whole street, and certainly nothing to do with building social capital like community development and cultural enterprises. And what has happened is therefore that we have spent the time since independence trying to give our people what the global north has taken for granted and has supported by the extrication of centuries of wealth to give their people out of our blood, sweat, and tears. Now, when our blood, sweat, and tears finances the Industrial Revolution, and the Industrial Revolution then causes the climate crisis, and then I have to pay for the consequences of the climate crisis because of the Industrial Revolution financed by our blood, sweat, and tears, then I think they have no moral authority to tell me anything about the financing of the climate or about why we don't have enough.
Is it anger over this that fuels your energy?
Anger? Absolutely not. Unfairness, lack of justice. They're not angry. I'm just disappointed that humankind still wants to believe that there's one world for a set of people and another world for another set.
Before we I even jump into this, die second. You see the last part of the interview, what she said? She's accusing Miss Mia Mottley of being the angry black woman. That's what she's implying. But Mia Mottley rightfully stated it's not anger, it's frustration. You can't mix up the two. We are frustrated of being used and abused, and when we are the ones who are feeling the brunt of what the industrialist country does with because she's a climate change champion, and she won an award on that same climate issue a couple of months, I can't think like a year or two ago. Don't quote me on that, but and when she go to the UN, she speak eloquently, and she called out President Macron of France in the last global meeting. She also have a bilateral deal with Rwanda with President Kagame. You know, they have the two countries are now working together, and she have done so much for the Caribbean, and she's the one who bring Barbados to full independence, autonomous from England. They no longer answer to the king, because she's a fully autonomous country. Unlike Jamaica, my country, where for the past 62 years we have semi-independent, because we still answer to the king currently. So we're not fully independent like Barbados or Haiti or those other countries like that in the Caribbean. So, but Miss Mia Mottley, she stands on truth and honesty, because and if every time she does interviews, these interviewers try to tie her up, try to throw her some questions to make she look bad, but she always picks up on like this question when she asks, "Do you really want me to answer you?" Now that is what a good listener listens to the question before you respond, so you know what you're responding to. You don't just quick to talk, and this is what she does. And I wish my prime minister, Andrew Holiness, was like Miss Mia Mottley. First, if he was like Miss Mia Mottley, Jamaica would be fully autonomous, independent from the king. But because he's being paid by these countries to keep Jamaica underdeveloped and under the thumbs of the Europeans, that's what we get. And even though Jamaica found oil, this I don't want this to be a case of every African country, a Caribbean country that find oil suffers greatly economically wise. And I hope this doesn't happen to Jamaica. So let's see what happens about that in the future. But for now, Miss Mia Mottley, congratulations for standing up and making us look not making us look to make us stand your ground against the bullies of the world, and stand up and sticking out for the Caribbean, the southern countries, the Caribbean countries, which we are not stupid people. Don't take us as we are brilliant people, and the world is built on our backs, on our sweat, and our tears, through slavery and through manipulating our currency to destabilize our country, to steal our resources, because we do have resources in the Caribbean, contrary to what people might think. So anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. As always, I don't know. Like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Boom.